If you make things easy for people, they will support it, and that's the really lovely thing about this project. My name is Sean Rodrigo. I'm an artist based in Walthamstow in East London, and I make mini food banks that collect non-perishable food for a local charity. Since the second lockdown happened, I found myself in the position of having lots of time on my hands and wanting to do something that was a new art project, but also a way of being able to do something for the people of the area. I noticed is that the food banks were getting busier and busier, the ones that I had sort of worked with in the past, and I realised that potentially there was an opportunity for me to do something creative with my skills and also benefit somebody else in the process. It can sometimes be really daunting to think, how can you make an impact? But I think actually what's interesting is that with this project, using the creative skills that I have to be able to make something beautiful and kind of noticeable on the street has actually helped encourage people to do things on an individual level as well. In some cases, we have people who come to me and say, we would love a box on our street. How do we do this? We want to benefit a specific charity. And then they band together, raise the money, and then we make a box for them. Most of the food that we have in the boxes are non-perishable, so there's cans, pasta, couscous, rice, you know, that sort of thing. So all sorts of stuff gets put in. There's also quite interestingly useful things. So people, not only are they donating soup and beans, things like that, which is the obvious thing, but they're also donating deodorant and feminine products, nappies, formula for babies. So these are things that actually, it's quite interesting because it's not only is this benefiting people on the end, but it's also interesting because the people who are donating them are actually doing some specific shopping for the food banks, just taking food from their cupboard and putting it in. Sometimes they add something to their shopping, so. Each of the charities that has been identified on the boxes, so all the boxes have the name of the charity, and the idea that it goes from the box to the charity to someone's hand within the space of maybe a week. And then obviously the charities have their days where they are open to people to come in and shop, and people take the food from there. It's really exciting and it makes me feel really great about the project.
My name is Syra Mir. I'm the CEO of Baked for You All Suffer. The mini food banks will give an opportunity. When we closed, it gives people an opportunity to donate whenever they want to, whether it's at 12 o'clock at night or during the day. And it encourages children to do the same as well. Parents go out with their children to put something in these beautifully created mini food banks. And with those donations as well, around about in a month's time, we feed about 5,000 people. So all the donations really help.
Food poverty is a lot more than just the obvious stuff. It's something that lots of people potentially could end up in that situation. And I think that I would want someone to help me in that position as well. It's very easy to feel kind of helpless to be able to help a bigger picture. And with food poverty, these are people who live next to me. They might work in shops. Food poverty is not something that just affects people who are on the street. It affects a lot of people. And especially since COVID-19 hit, there's been a lot of people who have been in between paychecks. I'm a freelancer myself, and I know that if it wasn't for a few projects before the lockdowns hit, that I potentially could have been in that same position. Sometimes it's really, really hard for people to donate one can or one box of food to a food bank because they feel like that's not enough. So with these banks, you're able to take the food that you would otherwise probably wouldn't eat. Someone's always got a can of something that they haven't quite gotten to, and as long as it's not out of date, you can put it in the box and then it goes straight to someone. So I think the big thing for this project is that if you make things easy for people, they will support it. And that's the really lovely thing about this project, is that people have gotten behind it because it's something that they like looking at, and it's something that they can do without an enormous amount of investment. So if anyone's wanting to see the project, there's a map on Google Maps that we've made. The first box that you go to, you'll see that there's a sign that's part of the art trail with a QR code that will lead you to the map. Currently, I think there's 6 boxes out there with one that's about to go out, and there are a couple of more in the works as well.